I think that the two worlds are very much so intersecting right now, with hip hop being such a big genre right now, and sports just being something that's very much so involved with community. I just think it's just a natural intersection.
The connection between basketball music and Baltimore runs deep. It's that sense of community and self-expression that has helped players and artists alike find their passion and hone their craft. Being the birth city of the doo-wop sound, Baltimore's musical roots runs deep, from jazz, rock, and hip-hop. Today's soundtrack of the streets is a mashup of hard-hitting beats, rhymes, and vocals. The club sound is everywhere in Baltimore, from dance floors to basketball courts. Many young musicians are trying to find new ways to create a unique sound inspired by their city. I caught up with some artists making their mark in Baltimore to hear what makes this town worth writing about. First, I stopped by Right Way Studios, a destination for recording artists like Rihanna and Drew Hill, where I sat down with Bondstreet District.
Our musical style is a perfect marriage between nice and nasty.
Up-and-coming duo Bondstreet District is rapper DDM and producer Paul Hudson.
You know, I'm real rough around the edges. I'm gonna tell you what I feel, how I feel, whether you like it or not, that's on you. Paul is more refined. He has more tact.
Two friends who met outside a nightclub and are now on the rise in Baltimore, crafting their own blend of hip-hop and R&B that feels both fresh and nostalgic.
Being in Baltimore, right? How does that influence you guys' music and the styles?
Baltimore is a blue-collar, rough town.
Yeah.
So the music gotta have soul. If it's dry or plastic, you're not gonna cut it.
Okay.
Like, we respect authenticity to 1,000%.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
So it's gotta be that. That's the one thing I would say about the music is like when people hear it, especially because, you know, Paul's obviously white, you know, and like, I'm like this black butch queen from Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? So they're like, oh, this is hard. They're like, it's going in. And then they see us and it's like,
right.
Okay.
Right.
You know.
It's obviously, you know, you being open about who you are. Do you find yourself being embraced or do you find more challenges along the way?
It used to be challenging. Growing up the way that I did, I was taught to survive. I was taught to fight.
How did you guys meet and how did you guys form the duo here? Like, I'm really curious how this all went down.
We originally met actually at a club not too far from here. He was emceeing, I was taking photos. That's one thing about Baltimore, everybody's kind of a jack of all trades. Nobody just does one thing. So I was taking photos, I met him, we started talking, I mentioned I made some music, came over, checked out some stuff, and then within 2 months we had our first project and music video done.
Came a long way from a youngin' on the block. Now be sitting on top. Never had to do 3 hots in a cot. And that's no thanks to my pops. Keep a lot of colors on deck. To paint all the pictures I seen, cause I'm gonna run this. It's no sweat. I can see victory in my dreams.
Crowds pack basketball courts, but they also fill up warehouses and event spaces where young Baltimore artists put their craft on display. They come to see artists who are authentic and who tell the inspiring stories of their city and the people living in it.
The story that the public needs to write is the story of the people who are resilient.
Right.
Baltimoreans are very resourceful. When you bring that into a creative space, I've seen kids create shows. And when the community gets together and we create these places, we'll take that abandoned warehouse and we'll structure it and change it into a space, an environment. We do productions here. For those of you who may not know, we don't do shows, we do production.
That creativity and drive is ingrained in the personality of the city. With Paul's finesse and DDM's boisterous flow, Bondstreet District truly embodies Baltimore culture. If you're passionate, tough, and authentic, you gain respect here. I wanted to talk to other artists who share those qualities integral to Baltimore. So I met up with DJ Blackstar, a Baltimore legend and OG club producer. Baltimore music icon Charles Smith, aka DJ Blackstar, is here in the studio to lay down some tracks. The rapper, singer, and producer broke out at age 16 with a series of Baltimore Club bangers and was eventually asked to help produce MIA's smash hit album, Kala. Despite his massive success, Blackstar never strayed too far from home.
Even when his records took off all around the world, Baltimore has always been at the root of his sound.
The raw elements of it, like the grit, like, you know, the essence of the city. My sound represents that, like you can hear it in the soul of it, you know? I started off making very simple club tracks that became epic theme songs, and like, you know, for generations. Like I used 3 sounds, a clap, a kick, and my vocals, like, you know?
Right.
And it became like legendary pieces, and that just came from me tuning in and just like releasing the elements from, you know, where I was and where I am.
Now, of course, I gotta talk about Tote It, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. You were 16 when you made that track. In 2005, Blackstar put out a track called Tote It on a club mixtape. The song became a hit in Baltimore, getting spins on the local radio and all over the city's dance clubs. But when the late DJ K-Swift gave it a remix, the song exploded and became the soundtrack to the SpongeBob dance, a YouTube viral sensation. Think the Millie Rock of the early 2000s. Blackstar's life hasn't been the same since.
That's where I was, you know, and it was just like remembering the roughhousing in the club. It was an anthem for people, and they could relate. When we in that creative element, it's almost like we speaking that language, you know. When I reflect back is when I actually notice what's going on. Like, wow, that project was dope.
Artists like Blackstar and Bondstreet District are working out of studios like Right Way to try and make the next big anthem for their city. But that's not the only place where hits are being made. Baltimore sounds are made in all types of studios. Right now, we're headed to check out the home studio of a Baltimore transplant who's known for her bouncy club bangers and alternative style. Yo, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. I appreciate that.
In a sing-long dominated by men, Tidra Wilson, known as TT the Artist, is an incredible female artist making big waves in Baltimore.
Straight like that. You wanna be a fly girl? Bust a move. You wanna be a fly girl? Show and prove. You wanna be a fly girl? Say it loud. All the fly girls break it down. You wanna be a fly girl? Bust a move. You wanna be a fly girl? Show and prove. You wanna be a fly girl? Say it loud. All the fly girls break it down.
The singer, rapper, and producer's tracks have been featured on hit TV shows like Insecure and sampled by megastars like J-Lo and Diplo.
TT is now one of the hottest MCs in Baltimore. And I was curious why she decided to break through the boys' club of hip hop.
I was in high school. I believe it was my freshman or sophomore year. And I met a friend, and she used to rap. She reminded me a lot of the Brat. Like, she used to wear her hair in these crazy twists and stuff. And we used to sit together at lunch, and she used to do ciphers at school, and she would like literally beat all the guys lyrically. And what attracted me to writing rhymes and getting into hip hop was the fact that she was a woman and she got all this respect from her voice. So I knew right then and there, hey, I want to be respected when I walk in the room with my voice. And that's really what inspired me to start writing rhymes.
From the east to west, we gotta represent. Show 'em how you do it. Got a lot to prove it. Yeah, and we gonna rock off right here. Yeah, we gonna break it down right here. Yeah, we doing it for the new year. You know we gonna do it real big. Do it real big. Do it real big. Be you, be lead, be more, yeah, yeah.
Now, TT is definitely respected for more than her voice. Her songs have millions of plays, and she's known for her wild life shows and vibrant style. She's also helping build the city's next recording empire out of a home studio.
This is the gold room, you know, and eventually we want to be able to put gold records, platinum records on these walls.
Of course.
So that's what this icon, this logo is all about, you know, it's a stamp. This is a place where in Baltimore, you can come and get high quality production, develop your sound, get dope production services.
Those productions are the work of DJ Mighty Mark, one of the main producers at the Gold Room and a longtime collaborator of TT's.
DJ Mighty Mark is an acclaimed DJ and producer that is pushing Baltimore sound into the future. Rappers like TT the Artist and Blackstar go off on his grimy, electrifying beats that have made him a fixture in Baltimore clubs.
Sometimes it can be hard to find the right collaborator, but TT and Mighty Mark are a natural fit together. both looking to make songs that put Baltimore music on the map.
Well, actually, I was like producing Baltimore Club music, our own homegrown sound. I was producing it, and through another DJ, Debonair Samir, linked me up with her, and we did a track. And then her manager called me, "Hey, you made that beat? I want you to do some more tracks with her." So we came in the studio, we started kicking it. We started putting out tracks online before a lot of club music was online, and it started hitting, and we just kept doing it and just kept it moving, just kept on putting it out. Then colleges started asking us, "Hey, y'all want to come perform?" And from there it was over.
What we do has helped us evolve is just continue to push and experiment and really try to find new ways and new sounds to make us move beyond the city's borders. We really want to put this genre of music on the bigger world platform. You know, we want the world to hear what's coming out of Baltimore. The type of music that we make tend to become anthems. And I think when you think about sports, you think about winning, you think about championships. And we're trying to create the next big anthem.
Right, and I also know a lot of basketball players, sports players in general, they like up-tempo music to train. They be like, "Hey Mark, I put your playlist on to get me hyped. Hey Mark, you got a mix CD." Even when I'm out in the streets, when I used to work at a recreation center, they be like, "Hey, I need some more tracks." Our music is there to get people pumped, get people amped up, bring the energy. That ties directly with hoop culture, because hoop culture is energy.
That energy in TT's rhymes is everywhere in Baltimore. And the music that comes out of the city goes far beyond the individuals making music here. It's about the city itself, and artists like TT, Mighty Mark, Bondstreet District, and Blackstar want to take their city to the national stage. They want to create the next big anthem to give their communities something to rally around, and to show the world what Baltimore is all about.
What we need right now is that one breakthrough, or several breakthroughs. Sometimes it takes a village.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so I think now we stand a really good shot.